The steam used to dance like a ghost in the air while we traded our secrets and messed up our hair. But now there's a fin on the top of the cup. I'm staring at bubbles that weren't open up. I made you a portion. I set out the spoon in the middle of this quiet grey afternoon. But the porcelain's freezing, it's heavy as lead, like all of the I love yous we eventually said. Now I'm just drinking cold coffee and swallowing tears, chasing the ghosts of our best looking years. It's bitter and dark and it's hard to get down, like the silence you left in this hollowed out town. The warmth is a memory, the fire is dead, and I'm choking on words that I should've just said. Nothing stays sweet when the fire goes out. Just cold coffee and a heart full of doubt. The sugar won't out when the water is stoned. It just sits at the bottom like me all alone. I watch the sun move from the floor to the wall, waiting for you to walk back through the hall. But the cream is turned sour, the flavor is gone, and the kitchen is stretching to meet with the dawn. I'd pour it all out, let it go down the drain, but it's the only thing left of the us that remains. If I could just heat up the way that we felt, maybe this winter inside me would melt. But you can microwave a heart that's been burned, or unlearn the lessons that we finally learned. So I'm drinking cold coffee and swallowing tears, chasing the ghosts of our best looking years. It's bitter and dark and it's hard to get down, like the sun is you out in this hollowed out town. The warmth is a memory, the fire is dead. I'm choking on words that I should've just said. Nothing stays sweet when the fire goes out. Just cold coffee and a heart full of doubt. One more sip of the bitter blue, getting used to the taste of a life without you. It's cold, it's so cool. I'm standing on the jetty where the timber's starting to rot, trying to find us in all the things that we are not. The ocean is a mirror, but it's showing me a light, reflecting back a version of us sun that's left the sky. I got a pocket full of seashells and a heart that's made of lead, thinking about the someday that we finally put to bed. And you're drifting toward distant shores I'll never get to see, leaving all the shipwrecks and the salt behind with me. I'm waving at the horizon till my arms begin to ache, watching every promise and every anchor break. There's a continent between us now, 1,000 miles or more, and I'm just the sand you left upon a distant is a liar, it keeps blinking out the light like it's trying to guide a ghost through the middle of the night. I sent a message in a bottle, but it washed back at my feet, broken on the jagged rocks where the pain and water meet. The tide is pulling outward and it's taking every trace of the way you used to look when the moonlight hit your face. Is the water blue over there? Is the sand a little white? Do you finally get to sleep without a struggle through the night? I build a raft of memories and I paddle through the foam, but I'm terrified of finding out you found a brand new home. Yeah, you're drifting toward distant shores I'll never get to see, leaving all the shipwrecks and the salt behind with me. I'm waving at the horizon till my arms begin to ache, watching every promise and every anchor break. There's a continent between us now, 1,000 miles or more, and I'm just the sand you left upon a distant shore. Sail away, let the current take you. I'll just stay where the waves will break me on the shore. Just the shore. I can't see you anymore. I'm walking through the hallway where the light begins to bend, tracing every forever that turned into an end. The sweater in the corner still carries how you smell, a sweet and bitter heaven in this solitary hill. I try to speak your name, but the air is thin and dry. The only thing that answers is the ghost of a goodbye. Now I'm living in the echoes of you, the ghost of your laughter, the shade of your blue, every shadow on the ceiling, every whisper in the hall is just a hollow reminder of the way we had to fall. I'm reaching for a hand that I know is out of you, lost inside the echoes of you. The radio is playing that song we used to know, but it sounds a little sharper since you had to go. The static fills the spaces where your harmony would be, and now the melody is just a stranger haunts in me. You're standing in the kitchen where we danced at 2 a.m., but the music's gone forever, and I'm reaching for the rim. Sound can travel on and on across the deep blue space. Maybe there's a world where I can still behold your face, but here the walls are hungry and they're feeding on the past. Why is it the beautiful things are never meant to last? Now I'm living in the echoes of you, the ghost of your laughter, the shade of your blue, every shadow on the ceiling, every whisper in the hall was just a hollow reminder of the way we had to fall. I'm reaching for a hand that I know is out of you. Lost inside the echoes of you. Just a whisper, just a shadow calling out your name, but the echo sounds the same. I'm setting the table for a ghost that never shows, smoothing out the linen where the cold wind always blows. 2 plates, 2 glasses, and a candle in the dark, but there's no flame to catch it, not a single living spark. The dinner's getting colder and the wine is turning sour as I sit and watch the shadows crawl across the final hour. And oh, the weight of empty chairs around a wooden heart, watching everything we built just slowly fall apart. There's a space across from me that's wider than the sea, a hollow kind of silence where your laughter used to be. I'm talking to the echoes and I'm reaching for the air, drowning in the stillness of these empty chairs. Your coat is on the banister, your keys are by the door, but they don't belong to anyone who lives here anymore. I try to fill the house with noise, I turn the music high, but the melody just emphasizes every long goodbye. I find myself avoiding every seat inside the room, because a chair without a body is a pedestal for gloom. One for the dreamer and one for the one who fled, one for the secrets that were better left unsaid. I give up all the furniture, I'd sleep upon the floor if I didn't have to see that empty space there anymore. And oh, the weight of empty chairs around a wooden heart, watching everything we built just slowly fall apart. There's a space across from me that's wider than the sea, a hollow kind of silence where your laughter used to be. I'm talking to the echoes and I'm reaching for the air, drowning in the stillness of these empty chairs, just to see. So empty. the journal in the drawer, the one we started back in May, when every word was bold and bright and forever felt a day. But the cursive's getting lighter now, the loops are looking thin. I'm searching for the us we were beneath the skin I'm in. I run my thumb across the page, trying to feel the dent of the promises we whispered and the messages we sent. But it's just faded ink on a page, it's turning yellow, the ghost of a goodbye from a heartbroken fellow. I'm watching every letter lose its color and its edge. Like the dying summer, I'll be clinging to the window ledge. I try to trace the lines again, but they're slipping through my sin, losing you to silence and this fading ink. The I love you on the Polaroid is barely even there, just a pale and ghostly outline, like a breath upon the air. I used to read your heartbeat like a story I had memorized, but the chapters all are blurring right before my tired eyes. Now the margins are all empty and the inkwell's running dry, and I'm left with just the punctuation of a long goodbye. Don't let the names wash away, don't let the story end. I'm pressing down so hard the paper's starting to bend, but you can't rewrite a feeling once the writer's walked away, and you can't make the black and white turn into shades of gray. It's just fading ink on a page that's turning yellow, the ghost of a goodbye from a heartbroken fellow. I'm watching every letter lose its color and its edge. Like the dying summer, I'll be clinging to the window ledge. I try to trace the lines again, but they're slipping through my sink, losing you to silence and this fading ink. Going faint, going white, losing the words in the middle of the night. Just a blank page now, just a blank page. I'm watching the ember bleed out from the sky, like a promise we made that was destined to die. The trees are just skeletons against the deep red, and I'm repeating the last bit of words that you said. The shadows are stretching, they're reaching for me, like a tide coming in from a dark silent sea. I'm holding my breath while the world loses you, trying to remember the brightness of you. And standing here lost in fading light, watching the colors geared up on a fight. The sun's slipping down like a coin in a well, and I'm trapped in the silence of this evening spell. I used to be warm, I used to be gold, but now I'm the shivers, the stories untold. It's getting so dark, it's getting so tight, caught in the ghost of the fading light. Street lamps are flickering, waking up slow, but they don't have the heat that we used to know. They're just artificial, they're hollow and cold, like the happily ever that we were once sold. I reach for the horizon and pull back the day, but the purple and charcoal just wash it away. The moon is a witness, a pill on the eye, watching the embers of us start to die. Don't let the brightness take over the room. Don't let the midnight become my new home. But the stars are too far, and the wind is too loud, and the memory is hidden behind every cloud. Standing here lost in fading light, watching the cars scale up on the fight. The sun's dripping down, make a point in a world, and I'm trapped in the silence of this hidden spell. I used to be warm, I used to be gold, but now I'm just shivers and stories untold. It's getting so dark, it's getting so tight, caught in the ghost of the fading light. Going dim, going bright, just a few more seconds of the day, then it's gone, and it's gone before dawn, and never comes. The calendar is lying, it says it's only June, but the garden's turning amber just a little bit too soon. I'm walking through the orchard where the fruit began to rise, searching for the version of the love that you forgot. The branches are all reaching like they're begging for the sun, but the season of our always is officially done. Now I'm just treading over falling leaves and memories of you, watching every vibrant green turn into shades of blue. The brittle and the broken, the scattered in the rain, a colorful reminder of a deep and jagged pain. I try to gather up the pieces, I try to hold them tight, but falling leaves just drift away into the coming night. The wind is getting sharper, it's a razor to the bone, and I'm learning how it feels to be a forest on my own. I used to be a canopy, I used to be a shade, but I'm shedding every promise that we eventually made. I hear the crunch beneath my boots, a symphony of grief, the death of every flower and the fall of every leaf. Winter's moving in to keep the hollow places cold, to bury all the stories that will never now be told. I give up all the autumn gold to feel the summer heat, but the ground is just a graveyard underneath my tighter feet. Now I'm just treading over falling leaves and memories of you, watching every vibrant green turn into shades of blue. They're brittle and they're broken, they're scattered in the rain, a colorful reminder of a deep and jagged pain. I try to gather up the pieces, I try to hold them tight, but falling leaves just drift away into the coming night. Let them fall, let them go, waiting for the blanket of the winter snow. Just a leaf on the ground. Walking through the garden where the lilies used to bloom, but the soil has turned to wood smoke in this artificial gloom. I try to plant a memory, I try to seed a prayer, but the earth just falls away like it was never even there. Every step I take is heavy, every breath is thin and dry. Walking on a promise that was nothing but a lie. And I'm standing on hollow ground, waiting for the cave-in, losing every battle that I thought was worth the saving. There's nothing underneath me but the space where you should be. A canyon in the spirit, a deep and empty sea. I'm reaching for the surface, but there's no one to be found. Just the echo of my heartbeat on this hollow ground. The floorboards in the hallway have a different kind of ring, like a bell that's lost its clapper, like a bird that cannot sing. I remember when the foundation felt like granite and like bone, before you turn the sanctuary into shifting stone. Now the walls are leaning inward and the ceiling's looking low, and I'm terrified of moving because I've got nowhere to go. Break me open, let the dark rush out to meet the day. Anything is better than this slow and cold decay. I thought I built a fortress, I thought I built a home, but I was just a sculptor working in the foam. And I'm standing on hollow ground, waiting for the cave-in, losing every battle that I thought was worth the saving. There's nothing underneath me but the space where you should be. A canyon in the spirit, a deep and empty sea. I'm reaching for the surface, but there's no one to be found. Just the echo of my heartbeat on this hollow ground. Watch it crumble, watch it fall. Nothing left to hold the weight of it all. Just the hollow ground. I'm chasing circles on the table in the dust you left behind, searching for a reason in the corners of my mind. The rain is tapping rhythm on the glass against the pane, but it's only playing echoes of your voice inside my brain. I haven't moved an inch since the clock struck 4:30. Just a prisoner of the maybe, and there wasn't there someone. And I'm lost in thought, drowning in the why, building paper bridges to a purple empty sky. I'm wandering through hallways of the things we didn't say, trying to find a map to lead me back to yesterday. The silence is a forest and the trees are made of glass. They say come back to earth, they say open up your eyes, but the ground is much too heavy and it's full of jagged lies. I'd rather stay inside this maze where I can still see you, even if the version of the girl is never true. Yeah, I'm lost in thought, drowning in the white, building paper bridges to a purple empty sky. I'm wandering through hallways of the things we didn't say, trying to find a map to lead me back to yesterday. The silence is a forest and the trees are made of glass, and I'm lost in thought, watching every second pass. Yeah, where's it all go? Where did I go wrong? Where did you go right? Just a lonely traveler in the middle of the night, still thinking, still sinking, lost.
The phone is face down on the covers, a black mirror in the dark, waiting for a vibration, just a tiny little spark. I'm rehearsing all the things I'd say if I could only call to the shadow on the ceiling, to the picture on the wall. I've got 1,000 questions and a million if onlys too. Just another 2 a.m. spent talking to the thought of you. In these midnight conversations where I'm doing all the speaking, I'm patched into a frequency where my heart is always leaking. You took away the light, and I argue with the silence in the middle of the night. You're a ghost on the other end, a line that's gone dead, lost in all the midnight conversations inside my head.
I can almost hear your laughter in the humming of the fridge. I'm building up a dialogue to cross a broken bridge. Did you mean it when you said it? Are you sleeping better now? Did you find a way to let me go without the why or how?
The clock is just a witness to a man who's lost his mind, leaving messages for someone that he's already left behind. The dial tone is a flat line, a steady lonely scream. The static is the only thing that's left of our old dream. I'm shouting out
just the static in the air. I'll try again tomorrow when the sun begins to fade. A one-way talking to the mess we made. Good night. Good night. Goodbye. The kettle's whistling lonely in the gray of 6 a.m. I'm reaching for your hand again, but I'm reaching for a stem. The garden's just a blur of white, a curtain made of dew, hiding every path that used to lead me straight to you. I haven't seen the sun since the day you pulled away, just a thick and heavy velvet that won't let me see the day. In these misty mornings, I can almost see your face, a ghost out in the vapor, moving with a quiet grace. I'm breathing in the cold air, but I'm exhaling the pain, watching every memory dissolve into the rain. The world is soft and silver, but my heart is made of lead, lost in misty mornings and the things we never said. The street lamps are still glowing like a tired amber eye, watching all that could have been just drift along the sky. I'm walking to the window, tracing patterns in the frost, trying to find the moment where the us and us got lost. Everything is muffled like the world is holding its breath, a quiet kind of living that feels a lot like death. If the fog would only lift, maybe I could finally see a version of the future that isn't just me. But the clouds are setting lower and the light is getting thin, and I don't know where the morning ends or where I should begin. In these misty mornings, I can almost see your face, a ghost out in the vapor, moving with a quiet grace. I'm breathing in the cold air, but I'm exhaling the pain, watching every memory dissolve into the rain. The world is soft and silver, but my heart is made of lead, lost in misty mornings and the things we never said. So quiet, so white, waiting for the color to break through the night, just a haze in the maze of a misty morning. I'm standing on the shoreline where the salt begins to sting. Listen to the hollow song, the bitter current sing. You left your footprints in the sand, but the tide has washed them out. Now I'm drowning in the wreckage of a billion tons of doubt. I try to keep my head above the horizon of the blue, but every wave that crashes over smells and tastes like you. And I'm drifting in an ocean of tears, a sea without a shore, searching for the heartbeat that I don't feel anymore. The horizon's just a jagged line of everything I've lost, a heavy frozen liquid paid at such a heavy cost. I'm sinking through the memories, I'm falling through the years, lost beneath the surface of this ocean of tears. The lighthouse in the distance is a flicker, then it's gone. Like the way you promised me we'd make it to the dawn. Now the pressure's getting heavy and the light is getting thin. I don't know where the water ends or where my bones begin. I'd send a flare into the dark, I'd scream into the gale, but what's the use of shouting when the ship has already sailed? Let the current take me down to where the silence is a stone. Anything is better than this treading all alone. I thought I was a sailor, I thought I knew the way, but I'm just a piece of driftwood in a world of static gray. I'm drifting in an ocean of tears, a sea without a shore, searching for the heartbeat that I don't feel anymore. The horizon's just a jagged line of everything I've lost, a heavy frozen liquid paid at such a heavy cost. I'm sinking through the memories, I'm falling through the years, lost beneath the surface of this ocean of tears. Deeper now into the blue, the only way to find a final piece of you, just the salt and the tea.